Hello?
Good morning.
No Becky again today.
No Becky.
For good reason. She needs to be getting some rest.
Mm-hmm.
I think she probably would rather be here.
Yeah.
We've been doing the whole group text message thing.
We have been. And
we're like, you need to rest.
I asked her yesterday, I'm like, how are you feeling? She's like, I'm doing better. I'm like, so you're going to be back on Monday? She's like,
we'll see. Yeah, which was pretty ambitious. If you don't know, she had a medical procedure on Monday, and so she's been in recovery mode. But I love what she posted on the KLRC Morning Show Facebook page yesterday. There was that picture. It's got her Bible sitting on the back porch, which, man, I'm so glad we've had these gorgeous days, because if you have to be like cooped up, resting, mostly in bed or, sitting down, to be able to get outside at least a little bit is a gift. Here's what she said. There is something so sweet about being forced to slow down. My quiet time has been unrushed, unscheduled, and perfect. Thank you for all the prayers during and after my medical procedure on Monday. And classic Becky. And I've managed to complete a puzzle and a couple of craft projects as well.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Ready for some good news?
We are too.
Here's your positive difference story of the day.
All right, Mark. When I was reading this positive difference story yesterday, I'm not going to lie to you, I cried a little bit.
Okay.
It really got to me more than really any other one has. So It's about a 4-year-old girl named Brindley who spends her day in a pretty tall building, often not having anything to pass the time. Her home, it's a hospital in Cleveland. She and her dad, they started shining flashlights and waving into the building across the street, not really knowing how to pass the time. And one day, these construction workers, they saw it. And they made a sign, and they knew it was a hospital, and the sign said, "Get well soon."
Oh, that's cool. So they're like sending signals now back and forth.
Exactly. So they began communicating through signs while they were on the job. And one day, Brindley and her parents made a sign saying, "Thank you." And then they explained Brindley was, quote, waiting for a new heart, which was true.
Okay.
So what turned into a very simple exchange of flashlights and hand signals and signs, it actually turned into a daily tradition filled with encouragement, kindness, hope. They kept this up every single day.
So this little, 4-year-old girl in a hospital room and construction workers across the street are back and forth at it day after day.
Making the time pass with positivity. But the construction workers finished their job at that part of the building that was next to Brindley in the hospital. So there's no more looking over and making signs to her all day. Except at the end of the day. Before the workers go home, every single day, they stop by the same floor they were on to wave to Brindley and show her the love she needs.
That's amazing. Because you think about that after a long day, you're like, I probably just want to go home. But for them to say, no, this is going to be worth the extra effort for this little girl.
She needs this. So the workers, they even decided to stop inside the hospital room one day where Brindley is and bring her a teddy bear twice the size of Brindley.
That's awesome.
It's an awesome picture. By the way, if you get the chance to look it up, she is the most adorable thing. So that just made it that much better.
I can see why you're tearing up now. Wow.
And Brindley Mothers, Berlin, she finished it off by saying, all of this started with the flashlight, and it's shown us that even in the hardest season, there's so much good.
Wow. What a gift they've given that family.
It's so hard just thinking about that.
Yes.
But it is like, there's that layer of, man, even in this terrible, hard season, like Brindley's mother said, there's so much hope in this world.
And for even those construction workers, they probably never even imagined on the front end, hey, this job is going to have a secret mission attached to it that we wouldn't have even been able to imagine.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Secret mission.
That is our positive difference story of the day.
Real people, real life. The KLRC Morning Show. 90.9 KLRC.
So this weekend, the I Can Only Imagine 2 movie comes out.
Woo!
We got a little sneak peek of it here at the radio station, a couple of months ago?
Yeah. Yeah,
something
it was
like that.
Really good.
Yeah, it's a super fascinating story. It's kind of a follow-up on... the first one was Bart, the lead singer of Mercy Me, who wrote that I Can Only Imagine song, and his relationship with his dad.
Right.
This one's really more about Bart and his son. Mm-hmm. And then another really important character, a guy named Tim Timmons, who, no spoilers here because I don't want to give too much away in the story, but Tim is one of those people that, because of a health condition, knows the brevity of life and learns something about learning to be grateful even in grief.
Yes. And watching the movie, no spoilers. I'm really bad at just like not giving spoilers, but I think Tim was the most compelling character in this whole movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if next week we start seeing a bunch of people walking around with black X's on their wrist, and we won't tell you exactly why, but
I know I started doing it a little bit after for a couple weeks.
Yeah. And you know what? There's a guy, the actor who plays the Tim Timmons character.
Yeah.
His name is Milo Ventimiglia. If you ever watched the show This Is Us, he's the guy who played the dad, Jack Pearson, in that show. So, I mean, they brought some like pretty well-known actors and actresses into the movie.
Right.
So he was tasked with playing the character of Tim Timmons. And I heard him recently share a little bit about just how playing that character impacted him.
I mean, that daily intentionality is wow. If we could all wake up grateful for the day ahead of us, if we could all wake up grateful for what we've been given in just waking up and finding ourselves in the moment that we're in and finding ourselves in the day that we're in, what a gift that could be. You know, what I've known of Tim and what I've seen of Tim in every interaction, he's just soaking it all up, and he's asking for nothing, and he's giving everything that he is to his friends, to his wife, to his family, and in that he's becoming whole himself. But that daily intentionality of writing that X and being grateful and approaching your day from that positive place of gratitude is just an inspirational thing. And, you know, if we can kind of all get to that place and we can all know that we're not promised every day, what a beautiful gift to offer to anybody.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC, the positive difference.
This I Can Only Imagine 2 movies coming out this weekend. We got a screening of it just like 2 months ago, I think it was. We got to see it as a staff. Then my wife and I actually got to watch it that night, and I remember remember even her reaction the moment he showed up on the screen. If you ever watched the show This Is Us, you know him as Jack Pearson.
So she's
the
just
dad.
like,
and we're like, it's
him.
Jack from This Is Us. He's in the movie. There's some actually pretty recognizable faces in the whole cast. It's pretty cool.
And he's not just in the movie. Like, we've talked about it a little bit. He's the most compelling character in the whole movie.
He plays a really interesting character, a guy named Tim Timmons. And we promise no spoilers because we don't want to do anything to
We're so
ruin it
close
for you.
to the movie coming out.
Yes,
we
no
don't want to spoil
spoilers. But that actor's name is Milo Ventimiglia, and he plays this character, Tim Timmons, who knows what it's like to have to balance grief and gratitude every day. One of the big themes of the movie is that God is in the fire.
Right.
And I heard him talking about this incredible, hadn't have any idea this happened, but he had no idea when he signed up for this movie and would have to learn how to embody and walk out learning to hold grief and gratitude in the same hands, and what's it like for God to show up in the fire. He would literally have to experience it and live it out himself. Here's what happened.
Right as I was prepping for this movie, my wife and I suffered a pretty big loss. Fires ripped through our neighborhood and took out not only my house, but many, many houses in our neighborhood, as well across Los Angeles. And I remember very early on, maybe the day after that had happened to us, my wife, 9 months pregnant, baby on the way, getting a phone call from Andy Irwin and Brett McCorkle, our directors, and just asking me, if you need to take a break, it's okay. We understand. If you need to step away from this film, it's okay. We understand. And reading the script and knowing Tim's story and knowing that idea of walking through healthy grief with gratitude, it absolutely made me move forward in really wanting to be a part of this film and to play Tim's story. And, how much he kind of referred to being in the fire. God is in the fire, and it's just beautiful. What a theme to be able to connect to the words on a page, what I was experiencing, what my wife and I were experiencing, but also, too, knowing how much any of us go through life with these trials, and any of us go through life with these struggles, and being grateful for them because it's able to give us the grace to move through them with positivity. It's able to give us that positivity to offer to others. It just what a gift this movie was at a very difficult time in my life.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
So we've been talking this morning about this movie coming out this weekend, I Can Only Imagine 2. It's the follow-up to the initial movie and the story about the song I Can Only Imagine from Mercy Me. That storyline really followed Bart, the lead singer, and his dad.
Right.
They kind of turned the tables a little bit, and one of the main storylines this time around is Bart and his son. And and for anybody like me who's a dad, I think one of the hardest things to do is to be in that place when I can't fix this for my kids. And we won't spoil it at all for you, but I'm learning to be like, okay, God, how are we going to walk with you? And how are we going to trust you in that?
Right.
And we are sharing a little bit of a conversation with Bart where he was talking a little bit about what it was like to revisit that season of fatherhood.
Revisiting the season of my life being a dad versus the first movie where it was about me with my father. It's actually been pretty therapeutic and pretty enjoyable because my family's with me through the whole journey. And my relationship with my son, Sam, which is what the movie's about, we have an incredible relationship now. And so it's fun to walk through it with him and be reminded of how things went and to learn how he felt in certain situations that I didn't know about. So it's a different experience in the first movie, but something that I'll never forget and always cherish.
So I'm just giving you the heads up. Dads, I'm not saying don't go watch the movie. I'm saying be ready because there's going to be some moments for all of us of dads who've ever lived that. Like, okay, I can't fix this, and I've got to trust God through it to be able to trust Him in that.
Man.
And there's so many other great storylines. We were talking earlier to Milo, who's the guy that he played Jack Pearson on This Is Us. He plays the Tim Timmons character. And Ross, you were talking about that was for you one of the most compelling parts of this movie.
It's so hard not to just talk about it and be like,
no spoilers.
Spoiler. But man, it's so good. Just his storyline and everything that he went through and the way that he trusted in God through it all. Man, so powerful.
Lots of lessons about God walking in the fire with us, learning to balance grief and gratitude. We wanted to know from Bart, like, what's your hope of what people will walk away from with this movie?
The thing I hope most that people take away from this story is life is about holding grief and gratitude at the same time. It's not one or the other most of the time. And reminding people that if God's in all of the amazing moments of our life, we need to remember that He's in the worst moments too. And it's just reality of the life we have to live and reminding people that God's in all of it. He's still in control even when it doesn't feel like He is sometimes.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Yesterday was Ash Wednesday. We were talking to Chaplain Justin about that. Have you ever gone to an Ash Wednesday service?
I don't think so. I think we mostly just did the candlelight services.
Like Christmas stuff? Yeah.
I don't think I know too much about.
Yeah, some traditions, it's a really big thing. And others, like I grew up in a tradition that was not a thing.
Okay.
Like even Lent, I don't know that I'd ever really heard much about that.
You did it this year, though, right?
Yeah, so my wife and I went, they had an Ash Wednesday service here on campus at JBU yesterday. Right. And I'm telling you, it was really beautiful. It was very simple, and which I appreciated. First of all, you're in the Cathedral of the Ozarks, which is just, I don't know, there's something about being in those big buildings. And just it makes you feel small in the best of ways.
Right.
And just a couple of songs. Keith, who's our campus chaplain here at the university, had a great little kind of framework for, especially they were about to do the whole, when they put ashes on your forehead and the symbol of the cross. Mm-hmm. And I appreciated it because he was like, you might not know why. Like, well, why do we do this? And it's just great perspective of why that's symbolic and important. And then just very quietly, everybody got up and formed a couple of lines, and you would walk up and they would dip their hand in these basically ashes and mark your forehead with a cross.
Okay.
And so my wife and I got to experience that, and it was really beautiful. And I had not really even thought about this as we're all walking out, and we've got this on our foreheads. We had planned on going for a walk on the trails afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and all of a sudden there's this little thing going on inside Mark. I'm like, you're going to be walking on the trails with this giant thing on your forehead. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what am I feeling here? Why am I so concerned about how anybody might think about this or look about it? Mm-hmm. In fact, the beauty of it was that in that moment, I think God was able to take those. And I think we've all had those moments, right, where we're a little bit timid about our faith in some way.
Right.
And for God just to remind me and for me to be able to hold on to, it's like, no, if there's anything anybody would see about me or us at all today, whether you have something on your forehead or whatever it is, that's the thing we want people to know about, right? It's like the cross, like there's a God who loves us so much, he sent his son to rescue us. And there's something better even waiting for us.
That's so good.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Happy birthday!
Let's go! 1, 2, 3, go! HBPY,
Hey! Happy birthday. I feel like our birthday bash dance is losing some steam without Becky here.
It's true.
All right. We're going to step it up. All right. It's time for the Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash. It's Thursday, February 19th.
That's right. Samuel Sparks has a birthday, and Jay turning 11 today.
Also, Dr. Christopher Rodriguez celebrating in Springdale. It just says Team Millennial.
That's right. Nice. Allison Lopez has a birthday, too, turning 8 years old in Rogers.
Darren Key, happy birthday in Stillwell.
And Scott Bader has a birthday in Springdale today.
All right, so all the names go in the randomizer. We've got a gift certificate for one of you to celebrate your birthday with our friends at the Marketplace Grill. And congrats to Samuel Sparks, who's turning 11 years old today.
Happy birthday.